Hey guys, I'm Ted and I'm here to give you another fast fact. And for today's fast fact, we will discuss the necessary evil argument for slavery. Now, the necessary evil or positive good argument was used to defend slavery and really just justify the South before and during the other republic before the Civil War. It was used to justify their homegrown institution, their homegrown society. Now, the necessary evil argument was concocted on the notion that African Americans and European Americans were different, inherently different, and that they could not coexist together on any sort of social or economic footing. Really, not even equal, not as equals. The only way they could coexist has superiors and inferiors. They reasoned that if you forced competition between the two groups, then the African Americans would lose out to the European Americans. That the African Americans would be reduced to extreme poverty, and because of their poverty, they would degenerate into criminality. That criminality was the inherent nature of African Americans, and that slavery became the necessary crux. It became the necessary defense mechanism for maintaining balance and civility between the two races, but it also, but that it also became the very necessary agent to for the Southern economy to function. Slavery was the economic bedrest of the agrarian South. It underpinned all social organizations because when you have one group that is inferior, one group that is subordinate to another, all of the members in the superior group now become equal. It sort of takes away the sting of the crippling poverty and lack of opportunity, the lack of real opportunity for poor landless whites. Um, it it mostly, again, going back to this racist notion, it protected blacks from themselves. They African Americans, of course, were criminals by nature, according to this argument. So slavery protected them from themselves. It gave them structure, gave them discipline, and so forth. And of course, again, the poor whites had something to aspire to. They could really harkening back to the whole, slavery being the pre-Civil War South's version of the American dream. You're born with nothing but your white skin, so that means you can either get a loan from a bank, or you can work until you save up enough to buy a slave. You can use that slave to work. You can rent that slave out, gain more money, buy another slave, and so on and so forth until you can finance your own plantation operations. And the most prominent example of that would be Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, of course, started off penniless, with no friends, no family. He built a fortune using slave labor, using slaves. He lost his fortune. Then he built a second fortune again using slaves. So it gave so slavery gave the white South, the poor landless white South, a definite path to bettering their lives. Much the way people might look at education now, the way to find a better life is to simply gain an education. But there you guys have it. That is the necessary evil argument for slavery. Um, uh, really don't want to say like this video, so maybe you can give it a dislike. So dislike, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the necessary evil argument. And as always, I'm Ted, and I'll see you guys with another fast fact.